hearing rumblings about the new government set to come in, the Ford government. And there could be cuts to the program that I ran. It was called the Starter Space Program. And it's a provincially run program that helps entrepreneurs across the province. And it was about to be cut. And I'm thinking, this isn't good. I better start making some tracks. And so I did. I started to plan my life outside of my work with the city in case I was going to be cut. And so I would sit home and dream and think about, okay, what do I want to do, right? And what I decided was I wanted to get back into my own business, launch a book, relaunch a radio show. So I used to do a radio show for 9 years for small business. I wanted to relaunch it, and I wanted to introduce more webinar-based training and different kinds of training programs. But I had to kind of park it, because working full-time and doing your own business, kind of tough to do. But my big toe had other ideas. For those that don't know, I have a dislocated toe. I didn't call a tow truck, though. Maybe I should. However, so I have a dislocated toe. And that toe causes a little bit of grief when I walk. And last June and July, I had a callus that kind of started to come open. I went to a chiropodist and he picked away at it, and the callus turned into a wound. And last July 16th, it was a hot summer day, and like I do all mornings, I have a morning ritual. I'm one of those 5 a.m. people where I journal and I meditate and I do my affirmations and then I do my exercise. And I'm on my morning walk, Monday, July 16th, getting ready for work, out and about on my walk at 6 a.m. And I get home and I notice my sock is full of blood. That wound opened up. It got worse. But I had to get to work. I had a busy day at work. I had a guest speaker coming in to talk to our group. I went home that night feeling like, ooh, death warmed over, like I had the flu. The next day I went to North York General Hospital and I got the toe checked out. My big toe had other plans. I was told that I had an infection throughout the body, but in the toe bone itself. It's called osteomyelitis. And I had that before. As a kid playing hockey, I cracked my ankle and I had osteomyelitis back then and came really close to having it taken off. And I thought, uh-oh, this can't be good. 2 days later, I went to see a specialist. She did a battery of tests, checked the wound, and recommended that I see a orthopedic surgeon. That wasn't going to happen until August when I saw her. She put me immediately on IV for the infection, and then into this lovely thing. That's called a total contact cast. I had that on for about 6.5 weeks. And notice it's the right foot. I couldn't walk very far. I could not drive in this, which is thankfully, because if you were out driving, you wouldn't want me driving in that. So my big toe had other plans for me. And it began a journey that I never thought would ever happen. But it was a journey not only to heal a wound, but also heal my inner self, my inner child, my life, and to reimagine my life. But I also had to move through anxiety, fear, doubt, and what was going to be for my life. So I was in that cast for about 6 weeks, and the wound healed. Things were looking good. My infection went down. Things were looking really good. 2 weeks later, oh, by the way, I moved from that cast to this little baby. This is called a crow boot. And the good thing about that was I was able to take it off and I could put a shoe on and I could drive again. I got really good at sponge bathing myself. I couldn't shower with that or that. So 2 weeks into this little crow boot and walking around on it, I had a little black dot on the bottom of my foot. And sure enough, 2 weeks later, that little dot blew up and had another wound. I had a relapse. This was October of 2018. And I was just beside myself. It's like, I remember being at the hospital going, now what? And I didn't really like the orthopedic surgeon. And so I switched. I went to a treatment called the hyperbaric oxygen chambers treatment at North York's Branson Hospital. And the hyperbaric oxygen chamber treatment isn't for the faint of heart. They put you in a little glass tube and they pump you full of oxygen for 2 hours. And you can't get out of the tube and go, hey, I gotta use the washroom, or I don't like it in here. No, you're stuck in there. And the oxygen is amazing. It really cures a lot. It cures the skin and the tissues, and it rebuilds gets rid of the wound and rebuilds the toe. And it did. So I went into these oxygen chamber treatments 4 days a week and had foot care, wound care every day after the treatment for 4 months. And I was healed. But, you know, I was off work. Thankfully, and, you know, the big toe had other plans. Thankfully, and this is how the universe has your back, had my back. While being off, I had sick benefits, and then I had long-term disability. So I was able at least to pay my bills and heal. In the chamber, the good thing about it was I got to watch videos. And out of the 45 sessions I did, I think out of 25, I watched Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. So I really wanted to go in there and have positive things to do and to meditate and to visualize. And I started to read Joe Dispenza and you know, the supernatural self, and believing that I could heal and that I would walk and I would be in a shoe. But there were times, man, I didn't even know. And I'm really happy to say today I'm in a pair of orthopedic shoes because I have a dislocated bone. Unless I have surgery on it, which I'm not going to do right away, I don't know if I'll be in a regular shoe, but I'm pretty confident I will one day. So that's the journey of the big toe. But there's something else that's really interesting. In March of this year, while on LTD, while still healing, while deciding, oh, do I have surgery, do I not? I spoke to the insurance rep, and I asked her, can I get going on my life? And she said, yeah, but if you make any money, you have to declare it. We'll take it off your insurance premium. I said, deal. So this spring and summer, I started to get going, building back my own business, like I had thought about the year before. Yesterday, I had my book launch, finally, so I launched the book. I got new clients that I'm working with and teaching, and new projects and new people and new friends and associates coming into my life. But boy, it was a life of change, of doubt, of fear, of anxiety. But I'm telling you today that no matter what you go through, you can rise above your circumstances, hold your vision, and live your dream, because you can make it happen. Anything can happen. Good can happen out of bad. The big toe has other plans for your life. So think of your big toe. What's it telling you? Mine was telling me it was time for change and time to really care and love who I was. And as a man, that's a little tough. As a business coach, we think, oh, we gotta have it together, right? We don't. I didn't, but I'm getting better. Since then, I went on the keto program and have taken off 50 pounds since last October. The sugar levels are down, the cholesterol is good, blood pressure is good, and I'm feeling really good. As I move forward and I wrap up, the big toe had other plans for my life. It wanted me to live my dreams. That's the message I get. And that's the message I encourage you to follow. So I've started my own coaching training business. I launched my book yesterday at a big event down at CSI. And in the new year, I'm launching that radio show. It's all set up to go. I just need to get advertisers. We're going to be across Ontario with it on radio stations and across Canada on podcasting stations. So that is it. It's just a message of hope for all of you today, that you can, no matter what your circumstance is, just rise above it, hold your vision, and go for it. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful night.